Mirë se vini miq në Real People. Është ky takimi jon I radhës për të mbledhur në një kryeqytet siç është Tirana, të cilin shpesh ne e kemi në përditshmërinë tonë, e kam unë, e ka stafi që ne xhirojmë, por jo shumë shpesh në fakt për të regjistruar Real People ose për takuar personazhe. Tashmë Tirana është bërë qyteti I shumë të huajve edhe duke se të bashkon zemra edhe me ata të cilët vinë për ta vizituar, për të takuar, për të punuar në Tiranë. Edhe kam kon fakt që nuk kam sjell një personazh I cili të jetë I huaj. Megjithatë, si gjithmonë dua t'ju ftoj në hapjet programit që të më shkruani në rrjetet sociale për të propozuar personazhe të vërtet, ata të cilët kanë shumë për të na thënë, sepse gjithsecili prej nesh e ka nga një histori të bukur. Sot do takoj një vajzë e cila është me origjinë nga Rumania, edhe e takova në Tiranë. E para njëherë zgjodha që t'isha kështu I veshur me ngjyra sa më të thata, sepse ajo shpërthen shumë ngjyrshe. Po ndërkohë nga ana tjetër, mora kafen time dhe thash do bëjmë një bisedë si dy miq, ti do më tregosh pak nga ky realiteti jot në Rumani dhe nga karriera jote. Dhe do bëjmë një ecejake tonën ku do ulemi ndoshta edhe për të pirë këtë kafen diku, edhe të flasim gjëra të bukura, interesante, se si njeriu duhet guxojë në jetë, edhe se si mendjen e tij duhet ta çojë për të zhvilluar. Kështu që dua t'ju prezantoj me Alinën. Alina, come here.
Hi.
So, I was just explaining that basically I don't usually have so much foreigners on Real People. Know that you are not real. You are more real than anyone. But it makes our work sometimes easier,
Yes.
but now it makes even beautiful.
Oh, you're
Cheers.
so
We
kind.
don't do cheers in Albania with coffee.
We don't. But
you don't,
should we?
You don't in Romania too?
Yeah, I think we should.
Why?
I don't know, because it's
Bad luck?
morning. No, it's good luck.
It's good luck
If
with
we
the coffee?
do it with champagne, we should do it with coffee as well. So
True.
it's my absolute pleasure to be here
Uh-huh.
and to inspire your audience as well.
That's lovely.
We met just yesterday, and
Yeah.
it's an amazing chemistry. You have your very own amazing person in the country, so you should definitely share this video with your loved ones because it's going to be quite a talk today.
I wanted to ask you, how do you find Tirana? It's like your first visit in Tirana?
Yes, it's my first visit, and I've told you yesterday that I'm not getting used to the Albanian time.
Why? What it is? What's wrong with our time?
It's not wrong. Still, I was raised in Romania, where if someone said that I should be there at 10, I was at 10:45. And I worked a lot with myself to be disciplined. And now...
Oh, to be on time?
Yes, to be on time, maybe 15 minutes earlier, because I work with Switzerland, Germany, London, and so on, and you cannot be late.
Now let's talk about the beginning. You were raised in
I was raised in Romania.
Romania.
Yes.
So you were originally from Romania.
Yes, born and made,
and
self-made.
Self-made in Romania. What's so good about the Romanian soil that brings you like that? I mean, how was your childhood?
So, I come...
She decided about this coffee, huh?
about my childhood.
Yeah.
So I was raised by amazing people.
Really?
Yes, they are amazing people, and I love them. I'm saying hi to my mom and dad right now if they are watching this interview. I was raised in Brasov, and it was very important for me to study because my father.
Brasov?
Yes, in Brasov.
It's like next to Bucharest, or it's like,
pretty close, 3 hours late.
how should we know where Brasov
It's near Dracula's castle.
Okay.
Yes, so
okay. Next to
that's
that
the
castle.
Yes.
But you don't drink blood.
No,
Okay.
haven't tried it yet.
Don't try. They say once you try it, really for the blood.
Yes. So I've started working at 15, and then
15?
Yes,
Why so young?
I like money.
Really?
I like money. My parents got divorced, and each one of them gave me money, and they didn't know what the amount they each gave me. So I wanted for example, one of them gave me 10 euros, the other one 20. but I wanted to do 200.
Oh.
So I started working as an assistant for someone, and then I did 2 bachelor degrees. I have a law degree, and then I got hired in a corporation, and 16 years fast forward, I'm here with my own business.
How did your childhood impacted on you?
So
You're an only child? Do you have siblings?
I have a step sister now, yes, because my father got remarried. It was very interesting for me to see their habits, where they were married and separate.
Okay.
And then the idea got born inside of me to be independent. And I told myself I will never get married because I want to be independent, until I found my husband and I proposed him. But that's another story.
Oh no, did you propose him?
Yes, I did. I did propose, yes. Because
you were on your knees telling him like, do you want to marry me?
that's another funny story, Flori. So in fact, we had a bike crash. We were going with a bike, and he tried to go past me, and our bikes got intertwined.
Okay.
I fell, he fell, he didn't have anything, thank God, but I got 3 ligaments broken and a paralysis. So I got surgery, I was on the verge of losing the ability to walk, and in that moment, I had to make a decision. Am I a victim? Or am I going to do something with my mindset to get myself back on track? While staying on bed, I stayed in bed for 3 months.
Okay.
With my surgery and all. I found amazing doctors. I doubled my business. I was working with clients, so I'm having goosebumps.
Yeah.
Working with clients and meditating in order for me to heal my body.
Okay.
Because they were telling that my nerve was broken. And I entered every medical consultation and I said, no, it's not broken. And they said, you crazy woman, it's broken. The medical thing says it's broken. And I said, no, it's not. What do you say that when we entered the surgery, in fact, it was not broken? And they only operated the ligaments.
Wow.
So mind work, it's something incredible. Then I used a stick to walk for 2 years. It was a silly joke that I made that I was in a fight with an old lady to get that stick.
Yeah.
His name was Flames. So I was a 20-something-year-old young lady with a business on a stick. So it was quite an entry.
For sure.
Yes. But that story determined me to impact 10 million people in order for them to work with their minds, to earn the money they want, and to unlock themselves from every possible belief they have that's limiting them on any area of their life. And this is how I met you, actually.
That's how we met. But that's how you met even your husband?
Yes. Yes, because we were colleagues. I worked in a corporation.
Okay.
And he used to ask me out for 8 months. And I was super, super busy. I was a sales agent. That's before my crash. I was super busy. And one day I just went into a personal development course with my teacher there. And I said, I want to manifest my husband. I want to manifest. And he said, you know what? You cannot manifest your husband. You have to do things. And then I got my phone and I said, okay, who I can date now? Okay, this guy that's been calling me for 8 months now.
Really?
Yeah, and I asked him out.
Okay.
And from the second day, we moved in.
What did you write to him?
Hi, let's go out. Okay. And he was like, oh, come on, I don't want to go out with you anymore.
Really? Because he was annoyed by you?
Yes, he was annoyed.
You refusing him?
It's for sure he was annoyed because I was pretty crazy. And then the next day I asked him to move in with me. And after the crash...
To live with you?
Yes, we lived. We started living. We're married for 7 years now. But after the crash, that happened 6 months from the beginning of our official relationship, I was sitting on my bed, wasn't able to move, wasn't able to go for water even because I was on crutches in pain. I was crying and I said, you know, I always wondered if the person I will marry will stay with me in sickness and in health. So I realized I created myself sickness to prove myself that he will.
Okay.
And then I said on the couch in our living room, and I said, you know, honey.
Just you and him.
Yes, you know, honey, with a paper ring, I really want to be with you forever.
Did he say yes?
Well, 7 years later and 3 cats later, yeah, you managed to make me cry. So yes, he said yes. I'm not crying because he said yes.
Okay.
To make sure. And yeah, he's my biggest supporter. Yeah, he's such an amazing person.
Was it at any point the fear of being alone when you are in that phase of your life? That maybe you're gonna lose their ability to walk, and maybe you would not have the opportunity to meet someone else, or we have heard the stories, for example, or where the partners have left.
No, my dear. So it was, I didn't propose out of fear. I just proposed because I perceived life is too short not to live it fully.
Now that you told me that story, the proposal story, what did your friends say about that?
So we live in a pretty traditional country.
Okay.
And I was myself expecting a marriage proposal with a horse, or with a super expensive ring, with a super expensive luxury car.
Really?
And then I decided, you know what? Marriage is about me, not about my family, not about, it's with the person I will be in my house for the entire rest of my days. So if that relationship is not working, I couldn't care less about my family's opinion. I love them so much, and my friends.
For sure.
And that's why we had a 16-person wedding.
16?
16, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me ask the old lady what she thinks about this.
Yes, of course.
Do të bëj një pyetje. Kjo vajza I ka propozuar vetë burrit vet. I ka thënë të martohesh me mua? Mirë ka bërë apo keq? Shumë mirë, ë? Do të thënë edhe gruaja mund t'i propozoj burrit. Si mendon? E vërtet, ë? Edhe ty të kam propozuar apo ti? Edhe ty të kam propozuar? Kam ndalu me. Ë? Kam ndalu me. Si të ndaloj vet?
You have to translate. Yeah, you do have to translate.
She said lovely. If she loved him, why not? You see, the mindset always changes with the time.
Yes, yes. I needed a partner, friend, someone to go with in life and share and laugh and have a great sense of humor, because when you get old, only the sense of humor will stick, not
For
even
sure.
the sex.
Memories, memories.
Yeah.
You have a best friend, a partner for life.
Yes.
But it's interesting because I remembered when you said I will not get married, but still you got married on a phase where you said like, I have to go out and date.
Yes. Yes.
For a moment. So when we grow up, as we grow up, we even change our thoughts.
Yes.
And but you never changed the fact that you wanted to be rich.
I wanted to be rich.
And you wanted to help others too, but for sure.
I did, yeah.
Be rich.
I didn't want to exactly be rich. I wanted freedom that comes with having money and the options.
Without having a CEO above you?
Without having being told what to do.
Do you remember your first job? At
I remember.
15?
I remember my first job.
What was?
It was an assistant for someone in an accounting office.
Okay. How much was your salary there?
50 euros per month.
50?
50 euros.
Really? Oh my God.
And then when I got hired in
That's slavery.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they didn't even make a contract in order for them to be covered. So yeah, but I was every day being punctual, being elegant. I didn't afford nice clothes, but I got the second-hand ones, and I look like $1 million. I have a great friend that's a mentor. She's retired. She's 42, an American, Rinda. And she's been my money mentor since I was 16. And when I got that job, I was talking to her, and she said, you know, you have to show others that you're present, that you're dedicated, and to show up like $1 million. People won't know how much money you have
on your account.
They will only know if you're reliable, if you're correct, if you're transparent. And it was such a different mentality than from Romania, in which you just had to get along or to be late. And because she used to do penalties on me if I was late. 2 minutes. Yes, I had to pay. And it was I hated her at first because we did a class together, but since then she's my best friend. She's one of my best friends, and she's been so inspiring. Then I got into the corporation world. I was paid 100 euros per month.
Double the salary.
Yeah, I was rich already. But I was super happy that I had a paid pension. But
Like a private one.
Yeah, I was 18. It was crazy. And a free bus to work.
Bus to work?
Yes, bus to work, in order for me not to get to pay my own bus.
Oh.
They provided transport.
Oh my God.
It was so silly because
You didn't need to pay about the transport.
But I was so grateful because it was a corporation. They introduced me to procedures, to processes, to emails, to structure, to strategy. I couldn't be late. I had to show up. I had context to be elegant. I was seeing people in movies, in different series that it super inspired me. Lawyers, because one of my bachelor degrees is a lawyer. My father wanted that. So it was such an environment for me to grow. I closed a contract of 500,000 euros with a client of mine.
500,000?
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Okay.
And my target was...
How was signing that contract?
He was a very difficult person to work with. I won't mention the nationality, but it's pretty relevant because he likes to negotiate a lot.
Okay.
And he made me wait 2 hours, 3 hours in front of his office. And then one day I wanted to gain my respect. And I called him and I said, if you're not going to be punctual and to respect me, even though I'm young, I need you as well, but you need me because...
How old were you?
27, 28.
27.
Yeah.
And he was how old?
50. But
50.
He's a
And
millionaire.
rich.
He's a millionaire.
You were 27 and broke.
Not quite broke.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I had my
between
vision.
him,
If you're not going to be serious with me, I won't work for you anymore because I need respect. And from that point on, he was extremely correct with me.
But is it like hard to be working with so many people at the same time, working so young at the same time, in Romania at the same time, which was similar to Albania too, before, not now, when the mentality changed and things like have changed a lot, as I confronted the mindset between you and other lady. But I'm still be a girl.
So the answer is yes. The short answer is yes. The long answer is I was afraid to use the fact that I was woman. I didn't want to use being pretty. I wanted people to like me for my mind and strategic thinking.
Okay.
Because I had a bigger vision. And then when I worked in a corporation, one of my bosses said, put yourself a nice dress and let's sign a contract. And I said, what? I've prepared myself these many years for you to tell me this? Are you kidding me? But then, once integrating that, I understood that if you're pretty, it's a benefit. Yeah, it opens doors. But on the long term, being reliable is what helps. Yeah. So being reliable is what helps on the long term.
So no matter what other people say, do you need sometimes to eat your tongue for a moment and accept it, or do you need to like face?
It depends the moment you're in life.
So that's...
Yes, because when I was in corporation, I had to bite my tongue with my words. But when I decided to be free, when I resigned, so I was face to face with my former boss, he told me, oh, congratulations, you're going to be on stage. You're the first person in our country. And he said, yeah, I think you got lucky this year after so much work. Let's see what you're going to do next year. And then I said, I am going to resign right now. I'm going to resign.
And you resigned after being the top?
Yeah, I resigned after a week. It was celebrated on stage. It was super important. Awarded by one of our important.
How much money did you make to the company that year?
I cannot say, but
Nobody knows who the company is, so maybe you can say the...
$500,000.
That's the maximum contract, or I mean the total?
No, the total.
The total?
Yes, the total.
500,000.
Yes. Yes.
Now you have your own business.
Yes.
And it's interesting because before I've done a show about your business, if I may say your business, when I say your business, but I mean the mindset.
Yes.
Inspiring people. And what some people are sometimes maybe even skeptical, they say, oh, but what does someone as a mentor sell? He sell minds, he sell ideas, he inspires, or sometimes they may say even they sell a lie. Have you been confronted with this kind of thoughts?
Yes, because...
And you tell people how to be rich, how to have more money.
Yes.
Right, Alina?
I tell people how to empower themselves because I know your show will be watched by people that have very little money. When you have a dream and you cannot reach that dream, even if it's you want to get a divorce and you have no options because in ex-communist countries happens this. You're stuck with your spouse or with your family. Even if you want to buy a car or you want to travel, you can make the money if you act different than you already did. So mind work is about challenging yourself not to think your patterns that your mind already does. And specifically, if you want to reach some objective, you have to identify on your own or together how you're blocked, what's stopping you, who you're pleasing in your mind, even if it's alive or dead, because we sometimes even please the dead in our mind, because my father would have said blah, 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 if I went to...
You were stuck to that thought.
And you have all the perceptions that you're having, and then do inspired action. So it's actually not mumbo jumbo or manifesting out of thin air. It's inspired action. It's a plan. It's strategic thinking. It's like unraveling your mind.
Yeah. And you do that every day?
I do that every day, 14, 16 hours a day.
Oh my God.
I work with clients all over the world, group sessions and one-on-one. Is
everyone rich? Is everyone powerful? No?
No. I work both with millionaires and diplomats, but I work with people that are employees and accountants. It's super important to find people that help you grow. Because I perceive life, in order for you to be fulfilled in life, you have to have objectives and to reach them. To give yourself a bit of a challenge in order for you to align more to your mission. Yeah, God, universe, or whatever you think helps, of course. But the more I work, the luckier I get.
And that's because the luck comes when you, you are a hard worker.
All the potential that's there. Yeah. So you're making new neural pathways.
Is the client the king of the business?
It's a partnership. My perspective is that if we would start together, I would, in our onboarding session, I would present the perspective that we're going together, shoulder to shoulder. And we're seeing the perspective of your life, and I'm just reflecting things. I'm just challenging you. I'm just asking, is this person aligned with your vision, or is just a challenge to you? Does this really help? Is this a real fear or a perceived one? So we make strategies. I'm also an analyst in patterns in people.
Have you ever thought of leaving Romania?
Yes, I've thought. My entire life, I thought that I should live maybe in the United States. It's amazing, the American dream. But in fact, Romania is not what kept me. What kept me was my mindset. Because I have then my roots, and I can travel and meet amazing people such as yourself.
Everywhere. And
everywhere, yes.
Would you have your client as a client, the businessman you signed a contract on the former company?
Yes, that's such a crazy question, which I so love. and it's inspiring me because I sometimes say super big entrepreneurs pay me in order for me to be bitchy with them and with their colleagues. And then I enter, people say, oh, she's a sweet lady dressed in pink. She's going to be a consultant. But they really do the work because they assume consequences.
Yeah.
I have people that send me daily tasks on WhatsApp. If they don't do it, they pay serious money.
Really?
Yes. And they love it because discipline is something that you need in order for you to have great results. And they understand that.
But if you would give a suggestion to that former guy who you signed a contract that was very rich in the country, be as a consultant, a mentor to
A
him.
suggestion.
And did you confront him after?
No, I didn't have the need because I dissolved my perceptions. So a suggestion for him, I perceive he's actually a very nice guy on the inside, thinking of him. And what would really help him is to give his money a greater cause.
Oh.
Because money don't mean anything if you're not helping people. And he really wanted money. If he would make a mission to help others, I think he would be very inspired.
That's important because on my show, a lot of people have said that money is not that important, but you want it to become rich. You want to make people become rich.
Oh,
How is that confrontation between like being rich and, having a meaning in life at the end of the day?
when you don't have money to pay your gas or your car or your electricity, money is super important. When you don't have money to buy bread, it's super important. So they should start with this. I don't tell should, but I specifically choose this word now. They should start loving money as an instrument, not as their master.
Now, in how many countries have you traveled? Mentoring and
I think
teaching people how to
there are maybe 65 cities, different cities. I don't know the countries.
65
65 cities, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. As I tell you, I'm having goosebumps because I now realized, the ultimate luxury is to walk on the street on my own feet, which I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
And I'm daily reminding myself that this is the ultimate luxury, to be free, to walk, to have great coffee, great friends, great conversations, and live inspired every day. Money is only a consequence of doing what I love. It's not the priority.
And that's nice. Maybe that will be like the end of our conversation. You see, something you teach
Circles.
people, something you teach people. Use that in a way even to improve yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Has ever your husband paid you as a mentor?
So we've tried working together. I've tried imposing
And
him.
then you said, let's just be married.
Yes, and then I understood then that I am having different roles in life. So here I am a mentor. With my clients, I'm a mentor. But with him, I have to be his wife, not his professor.
Yeah.
I have to be his lover, his friend. Yeah, so it's super important for us to distinguish. He's having his challenges. I'm letting him have those challenges. I'm having mine. And then we just connect at our date nights. We have regular date nights. And we just connect and share.
You know what I think? That's a lovely interview that we had together, but and I know that this interview will be followed, as always Real People is, by a lot of people, no matter what. Rich, not rich, but I believe that people will be curious even in Romania about this interview.
I'm sure.
I would love you to say something to all the Romanian
To all the Romanians.
followers.
Oh,
It can be in Romanian. Shorter, don't take a lot of time.
oh, wow. Shorter. Good thing! Dacă vedeți interviul ăsta, voi sunteți calea să găsiți soluțiile în viața voastră. Eu sunt exemplul care a pornit de aici și a ajuns aici, dar cu muncă multă și cu multă dedicare. Deci dacă ai o misiune importantă, simți că ești chemat într-o direcție, mergi și oamenii potriviți să vor arăta și alegi acei oameni care te pot susține să ajungi acolo.
Did she curse me?
No!
It was so lovely.
I said they should vote you for president.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's start votes. No, thank you very much. It was so nice meeting you. Your spirit, your energy, and everything. But I'd like you to tell me how to pronounce your last name.
Alina Hlipka Radovic.
Hlipka?
Yes, Radovic. Alina Hlipka Radovic.
And you know now who I did the interview with, but it was lovely. Dhe dua shumë që t'ju falenderoj ju që keni qëndruar në këtë intervistë me Alinën, për historinë e saj që më tregoi se si ajo ka kaluar disa faza të jetës së saj, personale kombinuar me profesionale, edhe ja sot ku është. Ajo është një mentore e cila i tregon njerëzve se si mund të jesh i pasur, por me një mesazh shumë të bukur. Ta përdorësh para si një instrument, por jo për të udhëhequr në jetën tënde. Se njeriu në fund ditës një edhe njerëz të bukur nuk ka rëndësi se sa para ke, po se sa njerëz të bukur një në jetën tënde. Falenderoj shumë Alinën dhe falenderoj gjithashtu edhe ata që më kanë ndjekur. And I say hi to every Romanian who followed this interview and every foreigner who followed this interview. That's real people. A lovely show in Albania. Edhe një show që ju gjithashtu më sugjeroni edhe më komunikoni për herë në rrjetet mia sociale. Flori Gjini për më sugjeruar njerëz të vërtet në jetën tonë. Për të mos humbur asnjë prej intervistave në Real People, bëni subscribe në kanalin e Euronews Albania.